Economy.
So for the past actually for the past week or so, we've been jumping around this packet. Instead of just staying on one page, I've been kind of jumping around, which has led me to skipping a few things. And I want to make sure we have everything we need to have. So I'd like you guys to start by opening up to the front page. Did we do everything on the front page?
Well, I didn't even do anything.
Okay, so we did definitely do the notes. Did we answer those 3 questions on the bottom?
No.
All right, that's perfect. Let's do those 3 questions on the bottom right now, because I guarantee you there'll be questions like that on the test, which will be coming up towards the end of next week. Yep, we're gonna have a quiz on Wednesday. That's tomorrow on just eccentricity. So let's start here. Did you guys do the 3 questions now?
Yeah.
I just now did, yes. But I saw a whole bunch of people not doing them. So everybody is answering the questions on the front. And hint, if you forgot what the Foucault pendulum is for, you might want to check this page out for the notes. So question number 1. A Foucault pendulum appears to change its direction of swing due to why? 2, because the Earth is spinning on its axis. All right, predictable changes in the direction of the swing of a Foucault pendulum provides evidence that 3, the Earth rotates. And finally, question 3, the apparent shift in direction of the swing of a motion of a Foucault pendulum provides evidence of 3.
Thanks.
So 3 questions that were basically identical. Please take that hint that you need to know what the Foucault pendulum does. What does it do? What's
Makes it so you know.
the Foucault pendulum makes it so we know what? That the Earth spins or rotates on its axis. Yes, guys, you absolutely need to know that. So on this page, had you labeled the Foucault pendulum?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right, so then on page 2, I believe we did all of those notes as well on page 2. Everybody got page 2 done. If you don't, it sounds like that means you were probably absent for that. Or sleeping, yep. Now page 3. I think we did this much of page 3 yesterday. Make sure we got these to make sure you know how to label the parts or the different places on Earth. But I bet we didn't do the review question 5, did we? We did not. Let's do that review question right now. This is review from chapter 2. What is the thing we have to remember for this? How do we find a latitude using Polaris? Alt equals lat. Altitude of Polaris equals your latitude. So quick reminder, which one of these numbers is showing you the altitude? Okay, this is the height above the ground in an angle. That's this guy right there. So is the answer 43 degrees north or 43 degrees south? North. It's only in the northern hemisphere. So guys, that was a review from chapter 2. In 15 years of teaching earth science, it has shown up on every single earth science regents I have ever graded. Yeah. Yeah, but that's from yesterday, so I'm not going to spend time on that right now. Okay. All right. Then page 4, we talked about the differences between summer, winter, spring, and fall. Everybody's got that much. And then we did the top of page 5 already, I know. Oh, I apparently did not. There we go. Top of page 5. You guys have that?
Yeah.
But we did not do the bottom of page 5, right?
Right.
Perfect, that's where we're gonna pick up right now, is the bottom of page 5. Altitude of the noontime sun and its path through the sky. There's a few things that we need to know about the sun as it moves through the sky. Where does the sun start, by the way? East. Has everybody heard that saying before? The sun rises in the east, then it sets in the west. So I'm gonna tell you today that again, you've been lied to a little bit. They just lied by omission with that one. But what I was really getting at is you guys know that the sun starts near the ground, right? Then what's it do throughout the day?
It rises
It rises
to the highest point, then drops back down.
to the highest point and then drops back down. In New York State, where is that highest point? Or how about where is it not? It's not straight above us. So it is down a little bit in the 70s. That's the angle, but it's not straight above us. That's something to keep in mind. Solar noon. What do you think we got going on at solar noon? What? The solar noon is the time in the day when the sun reaches its highest point. Let's add that. I don't have a slide for that. So this is page 5. So solar noon, because it's not your page 5 then. Page 4. Oh, that's right, you ripped out that page. All right, so solar noon is when the sun has reached its highest point in the sky. And the other bullet I want you to add to that is that it is never, like we said already, never directly overhead. In New York State. So today, if you haven't gathered, we're just kind of playing catch up, filling in anything we might have skipped over, making sure that every class is on the same point. We are going to go outside to work on some homework and to look at our shadows. We did look at shadows on Wellness Wednesday. Some of you weren't here, and that was a while ago. But what do you guys know about shadows?
Dark and fixed like the, like kind of scary.
Go ahead, Sarah, what were you gonna
The
say?
higher the sun, the longer.
Higher. The sun, if the sun is higher, do we have longer or shorter? Okay, higher the sun, the shorter the shadows. So what time of day will we have the shortest shadow? Think this one through before we, okay, okay, okay. So it sounds like most of us need to think this one through for a second. Okay, so I was gonna say, I asked about the shortest shadow. So we need the sun to be highest in the sky, and it's like we might have just gave a definition for that.
Solar noon.
Solar noon, do you have another bullet up here? Room for another bullet? If you don't, squeeze one in. Shortest shadow at solar noon. So it doesn't necessarily mean the hottest time of day is solar noon. That's when the sun is most intense, is at solar noon. Meaning the sun, it's probably very hot at solar noon, but it can be a little bit warmer even into the afternoon, for more reasons like the greenhouse effect and how the hot air gets trapped. One more thing about direction. Where is the shadow compared to the sun?
Opposite.
Okay, so that's a shadow is opposite direction, I should add, direction of the sun. Wherever the sun is, your shadow will be opposite that. This says shadow is opposite direction of the sun. So we're gonna go out and observe that. We did already do that on Wellness Wednesday, but I just want to make sure you guys are with me. You might not have known that's what we're talking about on Wellness Wednesday. Yesterday, we learned about the tropics. So what do you think this statement means? When somebody says a location is within the tropics, in between them. So let me remind you what we're talking about. Here's page 4 of your reference table, the surface ocean currents, and we have the equator. We learned that 23.5 degrees north was the Tropic of Cancer, and the Tropic of Capricorn is 23.5 degrees south. So if they say within the tropics, they're saying that the location is somewhere between the two tropics. So between 23.5 degrees south and 23.5 degrees north. So what is meant? It means the location is between the Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. But why is that so special? What happens at the Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn and any location in between them? It is really hot, absolutely.
12 hours a day. No.
That's at the
no.
equator.
Yeah.
It's not it. Why did I say that?
Shorter days. I
No.
don't know. Yeah, I don't know about it.
Huh?
Longer days.
No, that's not it. That's not it.
Equal.
No. Guys, what happens at the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn? Why are those places so important?
So it has to do with.
It does have to do with the sun.
That's like,
What happens with the sun at the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of
that's like the
Capricorn?
point, that's the point where they get the most sun.
Yeah, okay, so it's Tropic of Cancer. When is the sun directly overhead the Tropic of Cancer?
June 21st.
June 21st, summer, first day of summer, summer solstice, first day of summer, June 21st. When is, and Nick, I'm gonna bring this one up. That's this first day of summer. When is the sun directly overhead the Tropic of Capricorn?
No,
That's not it.
Summer.
December, this is winter.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
It's
right.
not, maybe for you, but you know, for the record, you can't say that on the
It's
reasons,
not it.
they're not the same.
I'm right.
You gotta get the number right.
Yeah.
How about for the equator? When's the sun directly overhead for the equator?
March.
March and September, this one's spring and fall. Where do you think the sun is directly overhead on other days besides the first day of summer, spring, fall, and winter? I don't know. That was pretty impressive. No one spoke. I liked it,
What
actually.
was the question?
Okay, good question.
Oh,
My question was, so besides the first day of summer, spring, fall, or winter, where do you think the sun is directly overhead on other days?
Leap year.
Leap year, what?
What?
I said where, first of all, not when. So no, it's
North
only directly
Pole.
overhead the equator on spring and fall, first day of spring and first day of fall. Does the sun ever get directly overhead the north or south pole? No, never.
Never, ever in the entire.
Okay, let's skip ahead and we'll come back to this. Let's figure out if you can answer question 2. What determined where the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn would be located on Earth? It wasn't some guy named Cancer who's like, this is where I live, so this is the Tropic of Cancer. What? No, it's not the rotation. You're talking about the tilt, which is connected. But what made them say this line is important enough to give a name to?
Because they were there.
What made it important?
Nope, I need you guys to actually think this one through. What happens at the Tropic of Cancer?
Gets the most sun.
Doesn't get the most.
No, it gets like this, the point that like, it gets direct.
Most direct. The sun is directly overhead the Tropic of Cancer on the first day of summer. Do we ever get the sun directly over our head?
Oh.
Why not?
We live in New York.
Because we live in New York State, and where is New York State on this? Way above the Tropic of Cancer. Okay. So what's so fancy about the Tropic of Capricorn then? The sun gets directly over their head. So what makes you think they decided to say, okay, here's the Tropic of Capricorn, here's the Tropic of Cancer? Why did they get put there?
Because that's where it hits.
That's where what hits.
The sun, the highest point.
And, okay, does it ever go more north of that?
No.
No, okay. So why did they put these locations where they are? Because they are the latitude. Okay, they are the highest latitude. That receive direct rays from the sun, yeah. The Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn got put where they are because they are the highest latitude, farthest from the equator, that the sun is ever directly overhead. We still have to go back up to question 1. Why would they ever stay within the tropics? So why are we talking about within the tropics? What happened? My question was any other time of the year. So besides the first day of summer, first day of spring, first day of fall, first day of winter, where is the sun directly overhead? It's what? Somewhere in between these 2 points. This equator is the first day of is the first day of spring, March 21st. Where do you think the sun is directly overhead on April 1st? Okay, here's where it is on March 21st, and here's where it is on June 21st. It'll be somewhere in between there. So anywhere within the tropics, they will receive the sun directly overhead. So somewhere in the tropics, you need a second bullet for that. At some point, the sun will be directly overhead. So as long as you live within the tropics, 1 or 2 days of the year, the sun will be directly over your head. So is New York within the tropics?
Yes. No,
Nuh-uh.
that's not it.
How is Florida within the tropics? And you can't see it on mine. Where is Florida? Florida's right there. Does Florida even get?
No.
Nope. It does not. It's close.
Why is it so hot there?
Because
Disney
it's
World.
So why is it so hot in Florida if the sun's not directly over their head?
Because it's close
Cause
to
it's
the
close
equator.
to, but it's close to getting the sun directly over its head. Florida is just north of the Tropic of Cancer.
Andrew's in Disney World.
Yeah, that's not it.
That's not it.
Okay, we good now or what?
We got-
All right, no, we're not there yet. So then I believe we put all the notes going around on page 6. The next page, I
Yeah.
did not fill out mine.
Yep.
But- So what did I say you have to know about
dates.
each season?
The day,
You have to know the dates.
I know.
What else do you need to know?
the equinox means equal.
Okay, so equinox tells you have equal hours of daylight. And where's the sun, by the way?
Bowing to the sun.
No,
Oh,
on
the
the
sun?
equinox.
Oh,
On the
In the
equinox,
Equinox.
it's equal.
That's equal hours of daylight
So it's
Equator.
half and half.
at the equator. So for each season, first of all, you have to be able to tell me which one is which. The next thing, so you have to be able to locate which one's summer, spring, and fall. You need to tell me the date of each. You need the fancy name for each. What's the fancy name for the first day of summer? Summer
Yep,
solstice.
solstice.
What date does that happen on? June 21st, and where is the sun directly overhead?
Tropic of Cancer.
Tropic of Cancer. Okay? You need to know all of that, by the
And
way.
it's the longest day.
And I forgot about that part. You need to know the hours of daylight. Not the exact hours, you just need to know that the first day of summer is the
And all you
longest.
really need to know is that for the first one, the first day of summer is bowing, and then the rest you can figure out.
Exactly.
Easy.
Guys, I used to have you fill this page out, but I decided to give you these notes. Notice what information I have on here. Tropic of Cancer is labeled June 21st. When the sun is directly overhead the Tropic of Cancer, it's the summer solstice. March 21st, notice it's pointing to the equator. The sun is directly overhead the equator at either the autumnal or vernal equinox. And then finally, the Tropic of Capricorn, December 21st, when the sun is directly overhead the Tropic of Capricorn, it's the winter solstice. Guys, I cannot emphasize enough. You need to know the fancy name. You need to know the date. You need to know where the sun is directly overhead. And you need to know longest, shortest, or equal amounts of daylight. Which one of these is the longest day for us in the northern hemisphere? Okay, so let's add this, longest day in New York State. Which one's the shortest day?
December 21st.
Which one?
December 21st.
December.
That's what I said.
Couldn't tell what you were saying. Shortest day. Now notice I am putting day in parentheses or in quotes. I'm doing that because by day, I don't mean the length of the day. I only mean the length of the daylight hours. And what do we know of not daylight savings time?
Equal.
Okay, this is equal day and night hours. So if on June 21st, the sun's at the Tropic of Cancer, on March 21st, it's at the equator, and if on December 21st, it's on the Tropic of Capricorn, and then back up to September, it's at the equator. How many degrees is it moving each season then? Oh, okay. So it starts off here, directly overhead here, then back to here to the equator, then down here, then back up to the equator. So how many degrees is it moving every season? 23.5 degrees. How about the next one? The altitude of the noontime sun at its path depends on two different variables. What determines the altitude of the sun? The season, absolutely, so good. I'm glad you picked up on that. And no, the time and day would go into the season category. And actually, yes, the time, and this This specifies the noontime sun, so not the time during the day also controls how high you are, but this specifically says the noon sun, so they already said times out of it, it's noon for all of them.
Is it till?
Not, it has to do with the tilt. What's the other thing that's gonna control how high the sun is in the sky for you? Your location, what part of location? Latitude. Cause let me talk about how that, on June 21st, the sun is directly overhead the Tropic of Cancer. So if you're standing on the Tropic of Cancer, you look straight up. But if you're standing on the Tropic of Capricorn on June 21st, you're gonna have to look lower in the sky to see the sun. Answer question 2 right now. In case you can't remember, what does zenith mean?
Well,
Straight above. 90 degrees. Yep, good. I'm glad. Yeah, I don't know how it connects to Fortnite, but it's the same word. Did we answer these 4 questions? Okay, I will hold on. Okay, answer all 4. Did we answer all of them yet?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so we just see what month or months is the sun directly overhead at noon for each location. So how about for Cancer? June. Did anybody answer using the word summer?
No.
Good.
Summer
I-
isn't a
Summer's
month,
not a
actually.
month.
Good. Guys, that's again how the regions people are gonna really try to mess with you. If they say month and you answer summer, I have to mark it wrong, even though clearly you know the earth science.
Because guess what? There's multiple months in the sky.
Okay, so you just have to make sure you answer the question they ask. That's the problem. Yeah,
Okay, next one.
Tropic of
December.
Capricorn,
December.
December,
Next one's
equator,
March.
March and September, and New York State,
None.
never.
I was about to
Never
say that.
ever.
Guys, that's again how they're gonna mess with you, because it is never directly overhead New York State. All right, the final thing we need to do before you can start your homework. Well, first of all, page 8, have page 8 completed, right? Once again, the same set of information I keep talking about. You need to know the fancy name. You need to know the date. You need to know the hours of daylight. And by that, I just mean long, short, or 12. And then where the sun is directly overhead. This is the final thing we have to do before we can go outside or start your homework. What is this thing called? Nope. Yeah, it is a half circle.
Called the celestial sphere.
This is the celestial. So we went outside and we talked about this a few days ago. We are on page 9. It's the one after this page. The day you weren't here.
Oh, yeah, you were.
So we went outside and we talked about the celestial sphere. It is basically the sky. Now, it is important when you get something that looks like this that you read the things that look like directions. So you gotta read them. The diagram below illustrates the path of the sun and the altitude of the noon sun on the celestial sphere for an observer in New York State, latitude 43 degrees north, at the beginning of each season. Label each month for the paths drawn on the diagram below. So first thing we'll notice is this thing is supposed to be a person, I believe, right here. And that we have the sun. rising, getting high in the sky and setting, rising, getting high in the sky and setting, rising, getting high in the sky and setting. How did I know it was rising on this side? East. And remember how I said before, sun rises in the east and sets in the west. Most of you said you knew that already. If you didn't, you need to. But here's where I said they lied to you by omission. So when you hear them say rises in the east, where do you think you have to look? East. Do you think that means straight east? Okay, that's where they've lied to you. It's not straight east. The sun only rises directly east on 2 different days of the year. First day of spring, first day of fall are the only days where the sun rises directly east. So notice, right on east, right on the west. So first day of spring and fall are the only days that's directly east. What they didn't completely lie to you about is when they say rises in the east, that means face your body to the east and somewhere on the eastern side of you, the sun will be rising. It does not mean direct east, it just means east. And I have a very easy way to remember when the sun moves around. You guys know where old people typically go for the winter?
They migrate.
They migrate, yes. So again, if you don't want to talk about old people, we can talk about birds. Where do birds go for the winter? They migrate south. So old people and birds go to the south for the summer. Guess where the sun goes? Sorry, they go south for the winter.
My grandma goes to Florida during the winter.
Okay, perfect. So where do you think I'm trying to get at? Where do you think the sun goes for the winter? South. So the sun, birds, and old people will travel to the south in the winter. So check out this sunrise right here. I'm going to label sunrise here. Check out the sun rising right here. Where is it rising? Which corner of the compass? South, not just south, not straight south, but southeast. So they still didn't lie completely. It does still rise in the east. But for winter, it rises in the southeast. For summer, just like those old people and birds, where do they go when it's summertime?
South.
No, summertime.
South.
Summertime.
No.
They come back north. So Jeff, is your grandma back?
Yeah.
Yeah, they come back for the summer. So does the sun. Here's sun rising on this day. Which corner? Notice it's in the northeast. So sun rising and setting is one way of telling which one of these is which month or which season at least. There are 2 other ways that I can look at each one of these apps and determine what month or what season it is. Can you figure out which one of these, A, B, or C, is summer? C? Why do you think they said C? Because that's where the sun is highest in the sky. So C is summer. So one way we know that C is summer is because the sun is highest in the sky. What's another reason we can look at this picture and tell that this is summer? Gosh, the person, what about it? No, because okay, so again, that's telling you it's high in the sky. Okay, that's one reason. What's at least one more reason we know that this is summer? What else do we know about the sun in summer? Okay, that's because it's high in the sky.
Oh.
Okay, well, we made a list of what we know about the sun in summer before.
Page 4.
Yeah, page 4.
Long daylight hours.
Long daylight hours. Notice, here's where the sun is rising. See how long it's in the sky before it gets highest? And see how long it is before it's set? Compare that to the path for A. A rises, it's only up there for a short time, and then sets. What season do you think A is? Winter. What else about A tells you it's winter?
It's low.
The sun is low in the sky. And then the third thing is, so it's out there for a short period of time. It's only low in the sky. And then the final thing is, where is it rising? In the winter. Not just the east, but just like old
Probably-
people.
Probably
Southeast.
southeast.
All right, so which letter represents March 21st then?
Oh, that's the B one.
That is B, that is spring. Which one's December 21st?
Hey.
A, which one is June 21st? C. So then where's November? How do you know?
Because-
This is fall. This one's gonna be fall down to winter. So September, October, November, then December. So that's between A and B. Which one's August then? B and C, because if we have June, July, August, September here at B. So that's between C and B. I don't care what order you put them in, by the way. How about then which one is May? A and B? No. If this is June and this is March, April, May, June. So that's again between B.
Oh, in
and
the
C.
middle.
Yep. Which one's January then? So if this is December, and that's March, December, January, February, March. So January is between A and B. All right, so we got 4 minutes. We can go outside in those 4 minutes if you want. Your homework
Wow.
is, this page isn't labeled, but this is page 10. That's your homework. I will tell you, make sure you read the reading. This page is 11, also not labeled. It's your homework. There's only 4 questions on this page. So even though it's a whole page, it's not that bad. 12 is also your homework. Also not labeled at the bottom.
That's a lot of homework to do.
It's actually not. So there's 21, but it starts on it starts on 6. So there are 15 questions for homework. And then don't forget page 13.
Each person.
All right, so it doesn't look like we have enough time to go outside, so you guys can go ahead and start your homework inside.
One,